Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is Gems of War. And today it's the Vault event. Let's go. Time to get everything. This is where you do it. Let's get everything, y'all. Souls, gold, keys, orbs, tarot cards, wand of stars, whatever. Everything. You can get everything right now. Promise. You can get writs, deeds. What do you need? You can get it right now. You don't have to farm. You don't have to farm outside of the Vault event. You can just farm in the Vault event and get everything. Okay? Except for maybe like gold marks or something. Like there's maybe one or two things, but it can lead to that via like gems or whatever. So, or more time to do PvP because you're not gold or soul farming. Vault event can lead to everything in the game. So now's the time if you're going to play the game. Let's go. My new account is crushing it. Opened all my vault keys over there, and you know I had enough gold to give 300,000 to the guild for the first time, and I have an abundance of gems, like 4,000, and I have enough souls to where I'm never lacking souls. I have like 500,000 plus souls on my new account, which and it's not like quite new anymore. It's like 500, level 600 something, but you know it's like second. This is gonna be its second vault event. It's crushing it. So just do the vault event, just do what I say, and you'll be good to go. You won't have to do any of that other stuff. But, yeah, let me get everything set up here. Kind of wasn't feeling well yesterday. That's why there was no stream yesterday. Same old crap. Same old crap. I kind of got a situation where one side of my mouth has a foreign object. I'm probably going to go off on the dentist today because it's 75% his fault. Foreign object on one side, so I can't really chew over there unless it's like super soft. And then the other side has a cap, and if I like chew too much on that, it starts to hurt. So it was starting to hurt. On the only side I could chew on, it was starting to hurt. And then it got pretty bad for a couple days, but it's starting to feel better today. And if I could take Excedrin, for some reason you can only take one dose of Excedrin a day. That's annoying. So then I have to choose when to take it. So I decided to take it before the stream, that way we can get the stream done today. Yesterday I didn't have it yet, so I couldn't stream and took it later in the day. But it definitely helps a lot. Just sucks on the stupid bottle. I mean, you don't have to follow. I'm not a doctor, but yeah. But I'm not going to take like 3 doses. So, yeah. I don't know, it's that crap again. Sucks. One of these days I'll go to a real dentist and they'll say, "Man, what'd this guy do to you?" I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I would bet money on it. That's what they would say. Like, what the heck did they do to you? So I know I did something. It's my fault a little bit. I was eating a bunch of candy like a little kid. I ate like some Twizzlers, and it was fine. So then I ate them again, and it was fine. So I ate them again, and it was fine. And then I ate something else, and then it was not fine. So I went a little bit too far. My own fault. Plus I talk every day, and I was eating like all this crunchy, super crunchy stuff. Like I did it to myself, so I deserve it. Seems like all my health problems are something about eating. I need to just quit. I'm not even like, dude, I'm like a normal size. I'm not like obese or anything. Just, I don't know. I need to just chill out on the gross junk food. Alright, let me get everything set up here. Come on, stupid. We're back at it. Today it's Friday. 6 days left of summer. Kids go back to school in 6 days. It's like my favorite holiday. You might like Christmas. You might like Thanksgiving. You might like Halloween, Easter. My favorite is back to school. That's my favorite holiday. Get all these dummies back to that building. For a certain amount of hours a day, just so I know I have a certain amount of peace per day. Except for all the diaper babies that run around by themselves still, but hey, at least it gets rid of some of them. Then the parents have no excuse. They can't say, "Hey, my 7-year-old is watching the 2-year-old." They can't say that, because the 7-year-old will be at school. So when the 2-year-old's running around by themselves with a dirty diaper on, there's no excuse at that point. You know what I mean? Like, right now they have an excuse. "Well, my 5-year-old's watching my 2-year-old." Oh, well, guess what? That's not going to work here in like 6 days when your 6, 7-year-old has to go to school. And then your diaper baby can't run around by itself. Shucks. Oh, shucks. We got Sauna, Funky Town, Iron Man, Mark, Noonday, Shadow, the Professor, Brian R. Daly. Good to see you, Brian. I don't really have a thumbnail. You guys hear me okay? Am I doing alright? This mic. I feel like I'm screaming. Gems of War, Gems of War. Playlists. And them EverQuest videos are doing alright. You know what's funny? I make a video and I just kind of poop it out there. And those videos were like because I didn't have an idea and I didn't have time. And those are sometimes the best videos. I need to start making... I just need to start pooping them out there without any thought. Those seem to get the most views. If you sit there and research something and write a bunch of stuff down on a paper, or it takes 2-3 hours to do a video, those are the worst ones because they get less views and it takes more time. So my advice would be, don't do any planning. Just start up your video and just talk about whatever and just poop it all over the internet and it gets more views. Like that's what's been happening. That happens with Gems of War too. Like I'll just like fire up a video and I'll just randomly like start talking about something and it'll get more views than if I like sat there and did top 20 green troops or something like that. When to do pure faction. Like if I think it's a helpful topic, it gets no views. And if I just randomly start talking about something random in the game, like it'll get thousands of views. It's weird. YouTube is weird. It's happened many times for me. I've got some of my biggest videos are just random, all of a sudden videos I didn't even plan. And you'll hear that from a lot. I've heard that from other people too. It's pretty crazy. Like not even Gems of War people, like other people on YouTube, they said the same thing. They just sit there and just poop out a random video and they get way more views than if they plan ahead, and it's weird. It's such a weird thing. All right, let me jump into the chat here. Hit that like, please. We're trying for that 8K. If you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I put up a little community tab post saying, back to school soon, you know, moving soon. We're about to hit 3 million views, and we're about to get to 8K subs. So 4 things coming soon. Unfortunately, even though it looks like the 8K subs are the closest, it's actually the furthest away. Because it takes way longer for some reason. Alright, one more thing, then I'm good to go. Brian with the 5, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I already got that, okay. Sauna with the gifted went to Anthony. Thank you so much. Sound is good. Thank you. Audio's okay. Alright. Iron Man says, so excited about the vault. I did 1 gap this morning and I'm up 27 keys already. Nice. Professor pulled his 7th Amaldron today. Mrs. Nugent got her 10th Garnisherland? Dang. Oh yeah, the new Mythic is out of the drop table, so if you're like a beginner and you're opening all your keys to try to get any Mythic, now's the time to go back to opening keys. I guess not right now, so you probably should be doing the Vault event, but like Monday, I guess, would be a good time. Like you don't... Let's talk about the Vault event, alright? I don't think I'm going to put chapters in this one, it's just going to be all Vault event. But... it's, Treasure Vault... We talk about it every time. You guys are going to hear the same things. There's lots of ways to, like, min-max it. There's lots of things you shouldn't do during the Vault event. But Treasure Vault, gnomes everywhere. Increased chances of treasure gnomes and more Vault keys this weekend. So there's no shop. There's no leaderboard. There's really no place to see that there's an actual event going on other than this right here. And... the pity keys right there, and that's what the community dubbed them, pity keys. The game does not call them pity keys. But defeat 5 loot gnomes in battles to earn a vault key in this event. So every time you see 5 gnomes, you'll get a vault key. Then it's going to be 10. So when you see 10, you'll get another one. When you see 15, you'll get another one. 20, you'll get another one. So that'll be sent to your mail. That's just in case you're like killing a bunch of gnomes and for some reason you don't get vault keys from them. They wanted to give you some for doing the event. And we call them pity keys because they're having pity on you in case you're having bad luck. So that's the only ways you can really tell that it's a vault event. You'll see gnomes popping up more often, but you have to be playing the game properly for that to happen. You can't just be like playing some random game mode. You can't be doing like raid event right now or underspire right now. You wouldn't even know that it's a vault event if you do that. You have to be doing explore or PvP, and 99% of people are doing explore. And then you got those pet people doing PvP, which I don't recommend unless you're like level 3000 with everything in the game. Because those are the only people that should be strictly chasing pets because it's the only thing they have left to get in the game. If you don't have at least 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 gems, you should not be focusing on pets this weekend. Because you're going to run out of gems. If you don't have at least like 20, 30, 40, 50,000 gold, you should not be focusing on pets this weekend. You need to get gold. If you don't have certain things, if you don't have Zulgoth, CT, all that good stuff, all the weapons, you should not be focusing on pets this weekend. You should be focusing on vault keys, because vault keys will give you everything in the game. Everything that you need. So what you need to do is play Explore 1 with your fastest team. Low-level players, most likely that's Rowan. And high-level players, most likely that's Ironhawk. So triple Ironhawk is the way to farm versus. Double Ironhawk is the way to clear out Nomapaloozas. And then you got Rowan. If you don't have Ironhawk, you can level a class. You can get a trait stone at the same time as you hunt down gnomes and verses and vault keys. But you want to look for the 4 verses. So while you're doing Explore 1, you say, what's a Nomapalooza? I don't have any of those. Well, you got to do Explore 1 and hope that a gnome pops. And then when the gnome pops, you got to hope it's one of the Nomapalooza gnomes. And then you got to get all 4 colors, and then you combine them in the Soul Forge to make a Nomapalooza, which means that you get all gnomes for 15 minutes. I think it's like right here. Right there. And that's pretty much the main goal of the weekend, is to get Nomapaloozas and then run them. Because then you'll have all gnomes for 15 minutes, and you'll get way more vault keys. Because outside of a Nomapalooza, you're just having a gnome pop up every once in a while, and then it only drops a vault key every once in a while. But in a Nomapalooza, you're getting 4 gnomes every single fight. That way, you get way more vault keys. You should get like at least 20 per Nomapalooza. But yeah, I opened all my vault keys on my new account, but I did not open them all on the main account. I've really been slacking on the main account, but it is what it is. I'm trying to wrap up the new account. I'm moving soon. I haven't been feeling well. We'll get back to the main account. The main account is still the main account. It's just like we're so close on the new account. I'm just trying to get it wrapped up, or closer to wrapped up at least. Then we'll get back to the main account. I probably do have some vault keys left. I didn't get that many last vault event, and then I didn't really open them. So don't be like me. Hopefully you only have one account, and you opened all your vault keys. Because I did on my... Well, I opened most of them. I got a random 11 left like an idiot. I should open those last night, but I just wasn't feeling good, so I didn't do it. You know I don't feel good, because normally I've fought through the big C, the big P. I've fought through other issues, but it's just like wearing on me, so I couldn't do it yesterday or the day before. What up, Rain Man? What else? Yeah, the new Mythic's not bad. I was going back and forth on it. It has its place. It's not like the new good. It's not like the new best Ironhawk or anything like that. But it has its place. It's not bad. It's somewhere in the middle there. It's not the new Ironhawk, but it's not like C tier average. Somewhere in the middle. If you're like a high level player with a ton of keys, you should probably get at least 2 of them. If you're a low level player with no mythics, it probably shouldn't be your first mythic. You know, it's somewhere in the middle there. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. And that's like a lot of the mythics in this game are going to be like that, because when they put out a new mythic, it's not always going to be good. Let's see what kind of offers I got. Ooh! Let me grab that one. I'm back on the magic deeds. And let's look at everything here. Complete a delve. I don't know if I'll do that. Look at the adventure board. You got VIP keys. It's like if you ever see me with a VIP key, that's why. I don't have any VIP, but sometimes they throw them on the adventure board, so make sure you get that today. Let's fail the dungeon real quick. Somebody said in my comments that they took my advice and they did the same 3 rooms every day, and they've gotten like 3 perfects in the last week or 2, and they said thank you. And I said, yeah, that's the way it works, man. Like, it's complete RNG. There's the only thing you can do really is pick the same rooms every day. If you keep skipping around picking different rooms, you're never going to get a perfect. I mean, you're less likely to, at least, I feel. If you pick the same rooms every day, it has to come around to those rooms eventually, and you will get a perfect eventually. It's kind of like saving up for a certain mythic. You will get it eventually. If you save 4,000 diamonds, that mythic has to be in the Soul Forge eventually. It's the same thing with the dungeon. If you pick the same 3 rooms every day, it has to be that eventually. So you can't, like, not get perfects by picking the same 3 rooms every day, but you can not get perfects by picking different rooms every day. So it takes out that for you. I just say CT, yeah. Tharascu, I guess. It's Tharascu. That's what I call it. If I say CT, that's what I mean. Yeah, don't open vault keys during the vault event. It's a waste of time. It doesn't do anything for you. So, that's one of the tips. But let's get going here on this vault event. We got to check our spots. What do we have this week? What has extra stats? It's the first thing I usually do. Glacial Peaks has extra stats, and then Fae have extra stats. So normally I'll sit in Cinemirage or Wild Plains. So we can check those 2 and see if they have Fae. Wild Plains, Cinemirage. Let's check Cinemirage first. See how many Fae they have. I have not played it all yet. Nothing, so Cinemirage is still good like always. So I'll just go there. There's no point. I mean, I guess we'll check Wild Plains too, just in case you want to do Wild Plains, but Cinemirage should work. Like almost always. And hey, Wild Plains works too. You could do either or. There's no Fae in Wild Plains, and there's no Fae in Cinemirage. So pick the one you want. I might even do Wild Plains just because I've been doing Cinemirage so much. But, I don't know. Screw it. Alright, let's see. So yeah, this would be your team if you're a low-level player. And you don't have Ironhawk. And you just pick whatever class you either want to level or you want to get the class weapon for. Like, we'll be playing my new account probably Saturday and Sunday, so I'll show you that on Saturday and Sunday. But just to get you started today, that would be your team. Pick a class you either want to level or you want the class weapon for. Hopefully you can just cast Leprechaun, it gets up Rowan, you cast Rowan, you win. That's what the Mirachi Queen is doing, starting Rowan with 50% mana. That way the Leprechaun just gets it up immediately, and then you just cast it. What up, Farrick Deek? How's it going? But that's definitely a tip to not open vault keys. I know it's tempting because you're getting a bunch of vault keys right now and you want to open them, but it wastes time. You could be getting more vault keys, and there's no advantage to opening vault keys right now. You get the same thing on Tuesday that you would get right now if you open vault keys. So the strat is to not do that and to get as many as you can and then open them after the event. The only time that would be acceptable is if there's Ironhawk in the Soul Forge and you're missing like 100 diamonds and you want to try to get Ironhawk before the week's over. But other than that, 99% of people should not open vault keys during a vault event. That's not what vault event means. Professor with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, dude. It's birthday month. It's moving month. It's quote-unquote moving month. I don't want y'all to think I'm actually moving, but everything from this month will apply to the moving month, basically. The way that YouTube works. By the time I actually get the 5 gifted that you just did, I'll be moving. So that's what I mean by that. I'm not actually moving until October 1st or the last week of September or something. But that's when I'll get that you just gave me, is what I mean. Alright, so let me get my Ironhawk team. What are we going to do here? We got 28, so I might do a gap first. I'll explain what I'm doing here, but let me get into it. Let's get some battles going. Okay, so first, let's get our team right. Okay, that's for verse farming. So we don't want to do that. We want Sister Superior. Who's better than Greed? We already talked about this. I went on a crazy rant about it. Sister Superior, not Greed. But Greed isn't bad. Like, if you're doing Greed, it's fine. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's definitely not better. Sister Superior is better. If you want more vault keys, which can lead to more gold. I don't even think Greed gives you more gold for real. I don't think Greed is better in any way. You're going to end up with like 3 to 5 extra vault keys if you do Sister Superior instead of Greed. And then in those 3 to 5 vault keys, you'll probably make up the gold that Greed is getting at least. Probably plus some. So it doesn't even really give you more gold. I used to do Greed though, so I get it. Eventually you'll come around. It's just like anything else in this game. You think you're doing the right thing, eventually it clicks in your brain and you're like, oh, I get it now. Oh, I get it now. I've done that several times, so don't feel like stupid or something. It's happened to me several times. I'll do one way, I'll be doing the game one way, and then, you know, I'll think like, yeah, you know, Greed, getting extra gold. It's the same thing. It's empowered. Yeah, pretty fast. But one day it will click in your head and you'll be like, I get it now. I get it. I understand why people do Sister Superior instead. I did that. Me. I was doing Greed. Like a year ago, I was doing Greed. But eventually it clicked. I'm like, oh, well, if I do Sister Superior, I'm getting more vault keys. And if I open more vault keys, I'm probably getting more gold. You know? And then it just like the proof is in the pudding with how much gold and gems and all that crap that I've got now. Alright, so this is the team. We want to copy this so we don't have to do that again. This is the team for Nomapalooza. Really hasn't changed. I know everybody wanted it to change with the new Mythic, but it really hasn't changed, I don't think. We tested it. It hasn't changed. It literally hasn't changed. If you want to do it the fastest way possible. It was tested with timers. Unless something has changed since it was tested with timers on stream, like live, with video proof, that it's not faster to use the new Mythic. Unless something has changed since I literally watched timers on a live stream, on video, time everything and show that the new Mythic is not faster. Unless something has changed since then this is still the fastest in the game. Everybody always wants the new Mythic to be the new fastest thing because the view farmers want it to be, you know, they want you to watch their video. So they gotta say, like, it's the new best, fastest thing. But if you actually time it, and you actually look into it yourself, and you actually watch somebody that knows what they're talking about, then you'll see, like, the proof on the screen that they're just view farming. Alright, so let's run a battle just to lock it in, then we'll go do a gap. Classics here, what up? Iron Man, you're one of the cool kids now. Look at all those cool people. Iron Man, Mrs. Insane Witch, Can Grim Caldero, Jared Bone, and Arjun Kawuhoven. Alright, just locking it in. I know you don't really have to, but it makes me feel better. And let's go run a gap. There's little micro, like, speed strats you can do here, too. Like, always go down from the top. You can click your left L1 to go to other. Like, always have your team ready to go. Like, cancel out as soon as you hit this, like, cancel, 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 and run to your Explorer. Everything counts, even like outside of the battles. If you're trying to go fast, like preload your inputs. I screwed up on my first fight. Be ready to hit down. Preload inputs. That was good. Just clicking X like a maniac. Preloading input. That was pretty good too. Clicking X like a maniac. Stop clicking X. Preload input. Not bad. Doing pretty good. Whenever it's a loading bar, don't click X like a maniac, but you can preload your input for Sister Superior. That's why you only see her popping up for a millisecond. So I'm holding an L1, I'm holding an X, and then I'm letting them go as soon as she pops up on the screen. There's that Dragonite gnome, but he's a happy... Like, who cares, right? Watch this. Oh, he's dead. Man. That was so troublesome. I'm gonna think of a whole new team. It's because of that one little Dragonite gnome. He's good. We want him to still be there. If you see a Dragonite gnome, you're like, yay. We don't say, boo, I need to think of a whole new team. You say, yay. Let him have some more screen time, you know? You want that Dragonite. Let him have some screen time, y'all. Don't try to just kick him out as soon as he gets there. Bringing you good stuff. Bringing you pizza and brewskis. You're just kicking him out right away? Why are you doing that? I know the rest of the gnomes are all stinky and you just want them to go away, but a Dragonite gnome brings you something special. You gotta give him some more screen time. That's how I feel anyway. I like to see him up there for a second. I like to give him... He's strong. He's big and tough. You know? Let him be bigger and tougher than the rest of the gnomes. Let him show his muscles. Let him flex. Let him show his muscles and flex. Let him be standing there after you cast. He's bringing you extra cool stuff. You gotta give him something back. You can't be that greedy. You just want to knock them all down and throw them out of your house like DJ Jazzy Jeff? Let's give him some more screen time. Reward him for bringing you Dragonite. He doesn't come around very often. You know? You kick out your grandma if your grandma knocks on your door. She doesn't come around very often because she can't get out very much. And all of a sudden she knocks on your door. You're going to kick your grandma out too? That's what you're doing. Why'd you do that to your grandma? So, if I see Dragonite Gnome, I'm happy. I'm not, like, mad. I don't know why people get mad about it. And I don't even need it. I don't even need it. But I know it's rare. So I'm like, yes, I got a rare gnome. Yes. Let him have some screen time. Let him flex a little bit. So you see all these other battles where he's not popping up. You know, he pops up like 1 in every 10 battles. So we don't want to make 9 battles slower just to make 1 battle faster, right? That doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't make sense to me. Let's make 9 battles slower so we can make 1 battle faster. Does not make sense to me. Just letting you know. Mark with the 2. Chad with the 2. No, they don't have to poop. Yeah, Sana, I saw that. I meant to say something. I hope you get better soon. We need to rest up. The best thing for me is sleep, and I can't sleep. So it sucks. I thought I had something I wanted to talk about today. Oh yeah, the stupid dentist, I guess. Freaking messing me up. Making my life suck. Stupid dentist. Sana with the gift went to Ravi Pawn. Oops. I was lacking there. I got caught loafing. I wasn't hitting down. I had my Crocs on. Just just loafing. I was looking at chat, and I was supposed to be hitting down. But yeah, another micro, like, speed strat is to just know, like, when you're hunting verses, just know what you're going to do with the merchant before he pops up. It's kind of like ordering at McDonald's. You should already know what you're going to get before you get to the menu. The merchant is like the McDonald's menu. You know, he only offers so many things. You should know what you're going to buy. It shouldn't be a brain buster every time the merchant pops up. Pick a deed. Pick a color deed. Especially if you're, like, later in the game. If you're early in the game, you might not be able to afford it, but... if you're later in the game like me, pick a deed, and just know that's the one you're going to buy every single time he pops up. And if you don't see that one, then just buy the gold offer and keep it moving. There's only a couple gold offers you wouldn't buy, and it's like souls and treasure maps. 95% of the time you can just click buy on the gold one, and it's worth it. Because you got gold's pretty easy to get, so changing it into other things is pretty good. So the merchant offer for gold is almost always a good deal. But you're looking at the gem offer. When the merchant pops up while you're farming verses, you should be looking at the gem offer and deciding right then, am I going to buy that or not? Yes or no, split-second decision, and then bang, buy the gold one if you're not buying it. So there was a point in time where I was looking for, like, red deeds. I already had purple done, I already had green done. For some reason I was on red. I was looking for red. So it's not always going to be purple, it's not always going to be green, but most people are looking for, like, purple or green. McDonald's has seasonal offers. Dude, I always know what I'm getting. Like, it's not even... it's not like my whole car does it the right way, but... Mrs. Sinny never knows what she wants, and it kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. Like, you get the same... it's the same crap here, dude. You should know what you want. It's not like we come here every day and you gotta make a brain buster decision. Like, we go to McDonald's like once a month. You should probably just get whatever thing you like. If you like a Big Mac, get a Big Mac. If you like a Quarter Pounder, get a Quarter Pounder. If you want chicken nuggets, get chicken nuggets. Like, there's not like a huge menu with a million different things on it. I feel like you should know what you're getting before you... like, you have all that time, too. You got your phone. You can look up the menu on your phone. Like, what's the point of waiting for the board? It's just selfish. Everything I get mad about is people being selfish. You guys figured that out yet? You're gonna hold up the whole line just to look at the freaking board that you could look up online? Or it's always the same thing anyway? Like, you should already know. And then if you don't know for some reason, look it up on your phone. Especially when you're like 4 or 5 cars back just sitting there. What else are you doing anyway? Figure it out before you get to the sign, and then you know what you're getting. Then it's not your fault. It could be the worker's fault, though. The workers sometimes are slow. I hate when I get home and they didn't give me something. Don't you guys hate that? It's like either you sit there and you count like look through every single wrapper and you hold up the line, or you get home and you're missing something, which sucks. Either way, normally I'll like pull around and park and then look through the bag. I think that's the strategy. So if you're just sitting at the window, you're holding up the line, now you're making 10 other people wait. But if you just leave and go home, you might not get something, and then that sucks. So my strategy is to pull around and park in front of the McDonald's or whatever. Then I'll like look through the bag, make sure I got everything. If I got everything, I just pull out, I leave like normal. If If I'm missing something, I just walk in up to the counter and I cut in front of everybody and I say, hey, you got my order wrong. And then they give it to you right away. They don't even like, you could like go in there and say that every time and they probably just give it to you, but. Like, hey, you forgot a cheeseburger. You think they're going to argue with you? You could probably pull around every time and just say, hey, you forgot a cheeseburger. And they'd probably just throw you a cheeseburger at you. If you wanted an extra cheeseburger, you could do that. You should try it. Let me know what happens. Just storm in there like you're all mad. And cut in front of the line. And just like pound on the counter and say, you forgot one of my cheeseburgers. Bet you they just throw one at you and run away. Because they forget stuff every other order. It's like, it's not crazy. For some reason, people don't know how to count. You know how I think they hire 14-year-olds there. Did you know that? McDonald's hires 14-year-olds. 14. If you don't believe me, look it up. I think that's cool, like a 14-year-old making money, but hopefully they know how to count. That's all you gotta do is count. How many things did this person get? That's better than nothing. I know, like, hey, even if you put the wrong thing in there, that's better than getting nothing. You know, at least you got something. I'd rather get the wrong thing than something missing. So all you have to do is count, and they don't know how to count. It's weird. How come you can't count? Open the bag and just, like, count stuff. Oh, 14 items. 1, 2, can I count to 14? I'm 14 years old. Can I count to 14? I don't know. Here's our next Dragonite gnome. Man, that took a while. I don't think it's that big of a problem, you know? He's dead. And we got Dragonite. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Who remembers raise the roof? I was just raising the roof. Treasure maps from the merchant, I know. Dude, I know. Go back for fries, right? That's what sucks. If you get all the way home and you're missing something like fries. Are you going to go all the way back? Most of the time I don't. You just split up the fries amongst all the people. Philip says, dude, when you hate condiments and specifically order without and you bite into the food and you're loaded up. Oops. I was reading a comment. Yeah, that sucks. My little one gets plain. She's been getting Whoppers lately. I get her a Whopper. But she gets Whopper with just lettuce. That's it. It's a healthy Whopper, guys. I get her a healthy Whopper. It's just with lettuce. That's it. That's what she wants. That's what she likes. That's what she asked me to get her. She says, just lettuce. And I always feel weird asking for it. Like at the speaker. I need a Whopper, lettuce only. It sounds like a joke. Because then the worker's always like, okay. So just like burger, bun, and lettuce. That's it. No sauce. That's how she likes it. Which I guess is about as healthy as you could get eating a Whopper, huh? Maybe if you leave the tomatoes on there, too. She don't like tomatoes, though. But yeah, sometimes they'll put, like, all the condiments on it, and that sucks. That's what I was trying to say. I like put, like, a pound of mayonnaise on there. And then I gotta scrape it off. And it's still, like, you can't get it all. The bun's all messed up. Hopefully you have a new bun at home or something like that, but it's never the same. You don't want some crappy Kroger bun on your Whopper. They ruined their own bun by putting a bunch of mayonnaise deep into the... soaked into the bun. All kinds of pickle juice and tomato juice and mayonnaise all smashed, soaked into the bun. Looks like our Nomapalooza is over. Let's see what we got. Remember, I had 11 vault keys starting, which is a weird amount to remember, but I'll try to remember. Oh no, Iron Man, good luck with that. I picked a crappy dentist and then I just kept going back. Alright, so we gotta collect all of our pity keys. What is this? Immortal Sweepstakes Community Reward. Hello, adventurer. The Gems of War community was able to reach 5,000 participants in the recent Immortal Sweepstakes. This earned everyone 10 Titanous Immortal Souls. At least I know there's 5,001 players because I did not enter that. That gives me a good idea that there's at least 5,001 players because I did not enter. 10 Immortal Titanous Souls. Alright. Alright, let's do this. These are our pity keys. You'll get more for your first gap than you'll get ever again. It just keeps going up and up and up and up. How many gnomes you need to see. Can't claim all here or else you're going to grab all your XP boosters too. So you got to do them one at a time. Unless you're just going to play all day, I guess you could. And I like to save my XP boosters for the Vault event because I'm doing fast battles over and over and over quickly. So it's a good time to do the XP booster too. So I saved some for this. Alright, let's go see. How many did we get? You could, if you want to, make this easier. Like, go... If you don't care about this, you could just go like this, like that. Now you can just go straight to gnomes. Wow, we got... Oh, wait, that's 20. But look at my epics. I got a bunch of epics, huh? I think, anyway. I don't think I left any epic. I think I had 11 and 0, right? You guys know? Maybe I had 1 or 2, but... Looks like we got a decent amount of epic vault keys. That's like the main prize of this vault event is the epic vault keys. You can get 900 gems out of there. You can get like 300-something thousand gold out of there. You can get 3 orbs or whatever. It's crazy. But the vault keys are good too. But you should get 10%. If you get 300 vault keys, you should get like 30 epics. If you get 500 vault keys, you get like 50 epics. It's usually how it works. And then per gap, you should get around 20 at least vault keys. Combined with pity, regular, and epic. You should get all combined like at least 20 on average. Some people will get 15, some people will get 25. Somewhere in the middle there. Alright, let's show an example of hunting versus. I'm probably not going to stream super long today, just so I don't, like... I want to be able to stream tomorrow for you. I want to be able to stream Sunday for you. I don't want to, like, ruin my chances, so... I'll probably not stream very long today, but it's just because I want to get back into it and, like, ease back into it. It's not because I, like, don't feel like streaming. You guys are awesome, and I like playing and stuff. It's just my stupid face. Alright, let's go hunt some verses so I can show you that part of it. Same place. Almost same team. I'm going to do triple Iron Hawk. If you don't have this, just do Rowan. Or double Iron Hawk is fine. Or you can, whatever. I mean, those are my recommendations. They're the fastest with timers. Sometimes people just get bored, I guess, and they want to try do something else. And I'm glad they do. Because that's how you figure out if there is a new fastest thing, is by you keep trying. So I saw somebody say poor Crisp earlier, but I appreciate him. I like him. He's cool. I recommend him. I have nothing against him. I like that he's trying new things and he's trying to make it faster, and we need somebody out there doing that. Alright, let's catch up in the chat before I do this. For some reason, I'm drooling a little bit today. That's just a good thing. So I feel like that helps my... Anyway, I probably... TMI! TMI! How many times did you wipe, Cinny? TMI. Let's see. Jet says, I never drive through, I always go inside for takeout. That's smart. Usually I have like a carload full of kids and nobody knows what they want, and I don't want to bring everybody inside, but I feel you. If I was by myself, I might do that. Brian says, if I have a problem with the place not filling my orders correctly, the next time I visit, I look at the bag for 2 seconds, then I say it looks like something is missing and hand it back. They should have to do that anyway, man. There should be a double checker. That should be their whole job. Pay them minimum wage and make them the double checker. That's all it should be. Then everybody will be happier. You won't have people coming back. You won't have to remake stuff. I know that's like probably a problem, but I think they should hire like somebody be a double checker. The 14-year-old that's never had a job before, like just make them the double checker. Here's the receipt. Here's the bag. Just make sure everything's in there. That's your whole job all day. And then you hand out the food. You're the double checker / hander outer. And that's your job the whole day. All day on drive-thru. It's kind of like bagging groceries at a grocery store, except for in reverse. You're just checking, making sure everything's in there. Make them take it out and put it back in, if they have to. Can Grim Caldero is here, and you got gifted. That's awesome. Iron Man's having a root canal and a crown put on. I've had both of those before. Stupid crown, man. If it don't... You gotta, like... That's the thing bothering me right now. Not to, like, make you nervous or anything, but... That's the thing bothering me right now is a crown. Iron Man says, I always buy tokens of Nisha because I don't have 3 medals yet. Yep, same with me on my new account. My new account has 2 whole medals of Nisha just from buying... Well, also from being in a good guild. 'Cause you'll get tokens from, like, guild events, too. But between being in a good guild and doing the vault event correctly and buying the merchant offer and spending your gems wisely, you could have, like, all your global medals that way. You don't need to farm explore. That definitely proves what I was talking about earlier, about how you don't have to farm pretty much anything anymore. You just do the vault event. You can get all your global medals just through the vault event. If you don't spend gems, if you spend them wisely, like what else are you spending them on? Like what else is more important than getting your global Nishas? As far as like a gem expenditure. What is more important than getting your global Nishas? Like magic all the time for every team? Not random chests. What are you going to get? Probably not what you're looking for. What level do you run Vault Keys on? For me, I run it on the hardest setting, but my new account did start not on the hardest setting. The first batch of Vault Keys I ran on like normal, then I went up to the next hardest. You kind of just like, you figure it out. I would say by level 500, you should be running them on the hardest setting. Before that, it's not a big deal if you run it like one. You know, he's talking about right here, I think. I never did easy on any account ever. Normal, I think I ran like 1 or 2 on normal just to see where I was at on my new account. Challenging, I think, was the one I was running it on for like 1 batch of Vault Keys, that's it. And then hard is what I ran most of them on. Because why not get 120% rewards? It's not that hard. As long as you're not losing and dying, you don't lose anything. A gnome can run away and you're fine. You still get it. So there's no point of not doing it on hard if you can get it done. One thing I did notice was my new account does take way longer to open vault keys and like get the fight done, but it's still worth it. It took me forever to open those like 300 vault keys. I finally got it done last night, like super late. But yeah, I run it on the hardest setting pretty much all the time on any account. Because Roanne can do it. You just boost her up a couple times. I think I have to do like... I do Clockwork Sphinx, Cog, Clockwork Sphinx, Cog, or something like that. Sometimes you have to do like a bunch of boosting, but it still gets the job done. Can Grim Caldero doesn't have Ironhawk? Just use Roanne then, or maybe Moon Mage, something like that. Yeah, you can use Roanne, it's fine. Once you get Ironhawk, you'll never use Roanne again for, like, farming vault keys. So, before, like, don't make it like a bad thing. Eventually you're going to get Ironhawk, and you're never going to use Roanne again for vault keys. So, while you still have Roanne, while you're still using Roanne, like, get those classes leveled, get those, trait stones, get those class weapons, like, frame it like that, like you're doing something positive. Like, oh, I don't have Ironhawk, but at least I can farm whatever trait stone I want, and at least I can go to any kingdom I want. At least I can farm class experience for any class I want. Like, try to frame it as a positive. Like I do with the Dragonite gnome. Like, oh, there he is! Give him some more screen time. He's giving us some good loot. He only pops up once every 10 battles. Like, let's not make it a bad thing that he doesn't die. Let's make it a good thing. Oh, I don't have Ironhawk yet. I'll have it one day, though. So while I don't have it, I'm going to go ahead and farm class experience, get my class weapon, farm trait stones. Because once I get Ironhawk, I can't do any of that because I'm just going straight for vault keys and Senna Mirage. Alright, let's show this farming versus. So, the way I do this is I get a boss chest. I try to get the verse I need while I'm going after that boss chest. You don't want to be close to a boss chest when you run a gap. It's another little min-max speed strat. You don't want a boss chest popping up while you're doing a gap. So, I'm going to run these at least until I get the boss chest. And it kind of forces me to actually hunt verses. So I'll run a gap, then I'll hunt verses, then I'll run a gap, then I'll hunt verses, then I'll run a gap, then I'll hunt verses. It makes me do both. And my sign that it's time to do a gap is when I hit a boss chest. But if I don't get the verse I need, I have to do another boss chest. Like, that's my punishment for not having RNG. Which one do I need? It's probably Cindy. It's usually Cindy. Yep. So we're looking, right now we're looking for the red verse. We're looking for Cindy to pop up. Hopefully before we get a boss chest, but we were close, so it's probably not going to happen. We might have to run a whole nother boss chest, but I want to see a Cindy before I run another gap, basically. Alright, nothing can be faster than this. I can preload my input right now. I can roll my thumb down. This is impossible to get faster than. And here's your merchant. You want to know what you're doing before it pops up. And I'm getting nothing here. That was like a lot of gold for ingots I have too many of anyway. Oops. Alright, let's do this right. You can do the claw. You can preload and then hit X. Like preload your L1 and your triangle, and then you can hit X with the claw. Like, how could this get faster? I don't think it's possible. Like, the battle starts and then it's over in a millisecond. I don't know how it gets faster. Looking for a faster Nomapalooza is probably smarter than looking for a faster verse hunting. Because at least in a Nomapalooza you have to hit 2 buttons. When verse hunting, you only have to hit one button. So I don't see how it gets faster. Except for this, and I know, but it's a happy thing. We don't care. It's happy. We're like, yay, look, we got a Dragonite gnome. Look at all this Dragonite I'm about to get. Watch. Ooh, 30. That's a low roll, but hey. I definitely don't care about a Dragonite gnome when I'm hunting versus, because you're getting the big drop. That's definitely not worrying. I'm not worrying about that at all. Plus, it's even rarer. When you're doing a Gnomapalooza, like, gnomes are popping up in every slot, every single fight, right? So you have a way bigger chance of getting a Dragonite gnome. When you're doing verse hunting, that's not happening. Gnomes are only popping up, like, every 5th fight, or 4th fight. And then, for it to be a Dragonite gnome is pretty... This is doing dumb stuff, but... Like, this is a little bit annoying, I guess. But it only happens every once in a while, too. It's like the Mythic popping up in the wrong spot or something on a boss chest. Only happens once every round. But I didn't get Cindy, so I'd probably keep going here hunting versus until I do get a Cindy, because I only have one gap right now. If I had more than one gap, I'd probably just run a gap. But I only have one, so I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this. I don't want to run myself to 0 yet. Let's see how fast I can do this. Yeah, then the Mimic pops up. That's another reason not to do it during a gap. A boss chest, because you could get a Mimic. And you're just wasting your Gnomapalooza time. Anything that makes you waste any time in a Gnomapalooza is bad. Let's see if I can get to this boss chest again. And that's probably it for the day. Maybe one more gap, we'll see. Tomorrow we'll do new account and spoilers, and, you know, more Vault event. Man, I keep getting Baz, but I need Cindy. Baz has the brown toilet paper. They should make toilet paper brown. That'd be weird, though. And then you won't get, yeah. That's how you know you're done, because it's white. Catch my drift. If it was brown, you wouldn't know when you're done. Treasure maps, no. Imperial Deeds I don't need as bad as probably a lot of y'all, because I didn't do the level it to 16 all the way across the board thing. So I still have I still have plenty. I probably should have bought it, I guess. It is a rare resource. But I don't really buy stuff until I need it, I guess. Like, my new account might need that Imperial Deed. Dude, I'm getting Baz so much. It is a good thing. I mean, I'll take as many verse gnomes as I can get. Dude, look! 2 in a row! That's crazy. Gnomapalooza gnomes are kind of rare. And I got the same one back-to-back fights. That's pretty crazy. And Allie needs them, and he keeps popping up for me. It's funny. But yeah, my new account got every kingdom to 10 now. And I'm starting to work on Power 5 on all the kingdoms. I got all my magic kingdoms to Power 5. I'm working on armor kingdoms now. And I got like 3 or 4 of them so far. And then I'm working on class weapons on my new account. And I got Reflection of Good, Essence of Evil, Skeleton Key. I'm working on Fiend Fire, I think, now. Which is Diabolist. What else? I don't have all the troops in the underworld yet, but I have all the good ones. Here's the Angel. Imperial Deed, I guess. So, new account. I'm going to be mostly playing my new account this weekend. I want to see if I can get like 200 vault keys. I want to level the classes. I want to get the class weapons. Some trait stones. This might be the only time I play my main account this weekend. I just wanted to show y'all what a big boy would do in a vault event. And then I'll show you, for the rest of the weekend, it's going to be new account. Since we skipped yesterday. I'm really trying to wrap it up because I feel like I'm neglecting my main account. And this is always going to be my highest priority, but we're at the tail end of the new account, so it's starting to take more priority because I'm trying to like get it over with and get it done. I really want to play something else. I want to play a different game. I want to try Puzzle Quest for Sunday. And that's what it's going to be at first, just on Sunday. Just like we did Elden Ring. That's kind of how the new account was supposed to be, but we started playing on more days because we wanted to get it. It's hard to just play one day on a new account for Gems of War. It's a game you play every single day. So it's hard to just play one day, like show you one day. Because then you don't get to see stuff like the Tuesday faction event or like a class event. So I started adding more days to the new account to show you more stuff and to get it wrapped up and going longer. If I just play it one day a week, then I don't play as much. But if I play it more, I've been playing it every day either way, I guess. But at first, I wasn't. This should be what most of your weekend looks like right here. Unless you have like a ton of gaps. Which is something I don't totally understand why people stack up a million gaps, but I get it if the reason is that you don't have 15 minutes straight to do a Nomapalooza. Like, that's the only thing I can understand. There's Cindy. So we got her. It wasn't that long. How long was that? Like 10 minutes maybe? Wasn't that bad. And we have enough, like we could go right now and do it. 29 out of 100. You're only going to get like 50 shards during a gap, so that's fine. We're not going to hit our boss chest. So let's do one more gap, and then I'll get out of here. I'll save my face for tomorrow. Alright, so we're starting with 32 and 7. If anybody wants to keep track of how many I get per gap. 32 and 7. And while you're doing all this stuff, you're getting all the other resources too. Like, gnomes will pop up and give you gems. You know, Dragonite gnomes are popping up and giving you Dragonite. Soul gnomes will pop up and give you souls. Glory gnomes will pop up and give you glory. You're getting all that other stuff too while you're doing this. The main prize is definitely the vault keys and opening the vault keys after the event is over. But if you combine all of that loot that you get from the vault keys when the vault event is over and you open them all up, if you combine all that stuff with all the extra resources you're getting while you're doing the event, it's so much. It's crazy. It's really good. Like, if you didn't buy a single merchant or a single angel, you would go up by, like, at least 1,000 or 2,000 gems this weekend, just off doing this. And then you'll open your vault keys and go up another 2,000 or 3,000. So if you were, like, specifically farming gems this weekend and you did not buy a single thing with gems and you're just trying to see how many you could get, I bet you could get, like, at least 5,000 gems. Between doing the event and then opening your vault keys, I bet you could get up to, like, 5,000 gems. Maybe more, maybe a little less, but on average. The problem with me, though, is I like to buy merchants. I like, you know what I mean? So merchants pop up. I usually break even. But think of all those merchants as, like, free merchants. It's not a bad thing. You're getting a bunch of free merchants, basically, because you're getting enough gems to pay for them while you're doing the event. So either way, it's a good thing. You could skip all the merchants and gain a bunch of gems, or you could get a bunch of free merchants, basically. Alright, we got 39. Breaker, 99. What is it? Breaker. 49er. 69er. Breaker. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go. Gotta change my team. You always want to do that first. Don't, like, run the gap and then change the team. Change the team, then run the gap. And it should be on your paste. You don't have to take time looking for it. And then you do it. Alright, let me catch up in the chat before I run this, because it's hard to look at chat while I'm doing a gap. Okay. Grim, you don't have Ironhawk? Like I said, use Rowan and just, like, save up diamonds for that Ironhawk. Or save up event keys for Adana. Or save up both. You'll get it one day. Like I said, if you save up 4,000 diamonds and put them to the side, that will be Ironhawk 100%. There's no way that Ironhawk won't come through the Soul Forge eventually. You should save up 8,000 or 12,000, but... You know, and put them to the side and act like they don't exist until you get your Ironhawks. Same with event keys. Just let them stack up until Adana comes through and act like you don't have any. If you don't have Ironhawk, you, like, have to do that. Like, your diamonds are for Ironhawk until you get Ironhawk. Your event keys are for Ironhawk until you get Ironhawk. That's how the game is. It's kind of, like, it sucks. It sucks to not be able to, like, throw diamonds and event keys whenever you want, but until you get the best resource farmer in the game, you might as well, like, not even act like you have no diamonds, act like you have no event keys. Like, I think Mark, for example, saved up for, like, 12,000 diamonds, and he didn't use them. And then, like, everything above that he can use on whatever he wants. And then he got his Ironhawks. He has them. Like, he followed the advice, and he has 3 Ironhawks now. Like, that's my most recent example of a new player that got 3 Ironhawks just following my advice. You can ask Mark, he did it exactly the way I'm saying. Yeah, boss chest and a mimic. Allie needs Baz. I wish I could give you him. Sana says we have non-bleached toilet paper, but that's like wiping with sandpaper. Ouchie. Professor says it was Cindy, but now Hoagie. Yeah, Hoagie sometimes is my bad boy. Yeah, Chad, I know. It's gonna be it's like a... I'm not like trying to wrap it up so I can not be in the guild or something. It just is what it is. We all knew it was gonna come to an end eventually. I think I'm gonna be able to give the required amount of gold, though, from now on. I opened all those vault keys, and now I have a bunch of gold, so... And I got all my kingdoms to 10, so now's the time to... For the next few weeks, I should be able to give the 300,000 gold, finally. RE is here. Mark hoarded up to 18,000 diamonds. So 12,000 was for Ironhawk, and then he could do whatever he wanted with the other 6. Iron Man, you need Baz too. Alright, the other thing you should do when you do this is make sure you look at a timer, because the last fight, you'll get the full drop if you let the music end. So if you happen to have like a Dragonite gnome in the last like minute or so, you could let the Dragonite gnome sit there until the music ends, and then you'll get 50 Dragonite instead of 5. They had to put a limiter on the loot for the Gnomapalooza gnomes because we were just getting way too much loot. So there's a limiter on it, if you didn't know that. You only get a certain percentage of their actual loot during a Gnomapalooza, but it's still worth it because they're popping up every time, and the vault keys aren't on the limiter. You still get every single vault key you would have got. And that's the main thing you're going for anyway. It's just like the gems, the souls, the glory are on a limiter because it was too crazy the first time they did gaps. We got way too much loot. We were like rolling verses over into the next, like we kept getting verse gnomes and all kinds of stuff. So they had to like fix it because it was too crazy. But basically, if you let the last fight, if you let the music run out, you'll get the full drop. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a certain drop, like Dragonite, for example. So you want to have it on a timer so you know exactly when that's going to happen. So we'll go at 110, then we know at 125 it's going to end. And I'll try to show you that, if I remember. So at 110, I'm going to hit go. And then at 125, it's going to end. 15 minutes. Or you can set a timer on your phone or whatever. Like, get to it as fast as possible. Don't waste any time. Have your team ready.